This is my beautiful 2001 LS430 Ultra. This is the silver exterior, Millennium Silver, and the Ecru Ultra interior. This car has 245,000 miles on it. This has been the subject of many of my videos so far, and over the years since I bought it in 2017, I've been slowly piecing together great interior parts. So I've found all new door panels with functioning lower pockets. Leather's in all good condition here. Unfortunately, back in 2017, this car came with torn seats like a lot of them do. So I found aftermarket covers. I found this like rough leather that they sell online, and I mean, it works, but it's nothing like the original, you know, soft, supple leather that came from Lexus. So 2017, I had both seats done in this. This is the passenger seat, so it really doesn't get much use. And already you can see how much wear it has here, like along here. This just is peeling off because it's so thin and it's no good. So 2018, 2019, I found a low mileage, excellent condition driver's seat from an 01 or 02 or 03, something like that. And I put it in, much better. Finally, today, 8 years later, 2025, I also found a passenger seat in good condition. So we're going to pull this one out. We're going to clean everything, pressure wash the floor mats, clean under the seat. We're going to pressure wash these seat belts, get those clean again, and then go from there. But this car overall has been really good, real reliable to me, no issues, and you know, a lot of videos on it so far. I did also find the complete rear Ecru interior, so I brought that home too. In the end, I'm going to have basically two seats that I can sell. I'm going to have this passenger one, and then I took out the driver one, so I'll have a matching driver one. If anyone wants to buy these, I'll list those, but I'll get rid of these, and then we'll have a officially complete car that looks pretty good, pretty new. So let's get started, pull this stuff out. See the Toyota Century peeking out here in the garage. That's why we can't use the garage today. And if you remember my previous videos, I was talking about getting this vacuum. I finally got it, the Rigid. This is the 6 horsepower one, the larger one, and I guess it's highly recommended. So we'll start vacuuming the interior here and get it all cleaned out. First step in taking out these seats, you gotta pop off these little trim covers. There's 2 front and 2 back. And then put the seat all the way back so you can access these bolts. If you're wondering how you get to the bolts if the seat is moved and it's in a junkyard, well, just take a jump pack, hook it up to the battery terminals, then you can move the seat. Boom. Rear seat, same thing, plastic caps, and then 2 14mm bolts. And then we are 85% of the way there. With all the bolts out, I like to move the seat back to like a neutral position where the track is kind of in the middle of the seat, in case you gotta transport it. Okay, at that point, push the seat backwards and you can see all this area that was never cleaned initially in 2017. So we got an extractor, we can clean all that, no problem. All these cookies and crumbs, we'll get those out of there. And then something to remember, I mentioned earlier the airbag connector. I think the connector changed. So this is the original seat to the car, but we'll check the driver's side, and I'm pretty sure something changed with this between 01, 02, and 03. So we'll get into that so you can have a working airbag and not have a light in the dash. In order to power wash the seat belts, you have to remove it from the seat, also to take the seat out. So this little plastic piece here pops out, and then there's another 14mm, and you just unbolt the seatbelt from the seat. Here's our beautiful new seats. They've been baking in the sun for a little bit, so everything's nice and super supple, perfect for cleaning. I think I'm just gonna do like a spray, leather cleaning spray first, get all the dirt off, and then we'll do a steam clean potentially, and then maybe more cleaner, leather cleaner, and then conditioner after that. So you can see The color match isn't bad on this aftermarket seat cover. It's just the quality and the lack of suppleness. Alright, so I've got the Chemical Guys leather cleaner conditioner here we're going to use on these seats. First, I'm just going to do a light spray of water just to get any of that loose dirt off with a rag, so we're not wasting our time and effort, because a lot of this is actually kind of just dirt from, you know, the junkyard. A lot of that will come off with water. So that's it. I'm going to do that, clean this up, and then once I am happy with the result, then we'll hit it with the leather cleaner. You can see some of that dirt on the rag here. So I think I'm going to hit it with the steam cleaner next, just to deep clean it, get a little bit better before we hit it with the actual spray cleaner. Floor mats. We've got the P&S Terminator, which is carpet enzyme. That you put on first, and it kind of eats through the stains. Then you follow it up with the Carpet Bomber P&S, also good stuff. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Use the brush on the drill to agitate, and then you can pressure wash it off, and your carpet mats will look brand new. So here's the steamer I use, just the steam machine, home right, really simple. But steam, this is going to get a lot of this dirt off very easily. So you just start with it's got like a plastic bristle brush, and you can really get in there, and the steam will clean the leather for you. It'll extract all that really deep dirt, and then you can just wipe that up, and then you know, repeat, or just go right to the leather cleaner. So this will kind of just naturally loosen up the leather, kind of release it, and you can see already minimal work how much is coming out of there. So this is going to get a lot of that off before we even hit it with the leather cleaner spray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to at least the passenger side for now. Maybe this, but priority is the passenger side to get that out of there and swap it in. So yeah, it's looking good already. And then we'll clean this little fabric thing, and yeah, we'll just swap it in after we do the carpet in there. That was kind of dirty. Alright, we got the seatbelt out. That's been soaked in some cleaner. We'll hit that with the pressure washer inside. This has all been soaked and just kind of hanging out, soaking in. Now we're going to hit this with the brush. Yeah, look at that. And the carpet extractor should be able to do the rest of the work and get this all out nice. This is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and do this and then make this all nice, and then we'll drop the seat in, and then I'll also do the driver's seatbelt, which is very dirty. Here's a little before pressure washing. Look how dirty that is. Ooh. That is one pass. Look at that difference. Got the little green Bissell. If you remember from previous videos, we just have this tank filled up with hot water, and then we will use this to extract that. It sprays water, so, and then it pulls out everything underneath. So it might take a couple passes, but this should get pretty clean. It'll take a while, but you see the progress that can be had here. Alright, this is about as good as we're going to get it. There was a coffee stain, and without pulling the carpet and probably pressure washing it, these just aren't coming out, those deep stains. But overall, good improvement. Like I said, you can spend hours on this, just pulling stuff out of the carpet, but it's good. Let's move on. Let's get the seat in. Alright, seats back in. Floor mats are drying outside. This is looking pretty good. We did the seatbelt pressure wash trick, and they came out really nice. There's one issue here. There was a tiny little hole, so we're gonna have to maybe put a patch inside here and then glue or something, or some kind of repair kit for that. And then this looks like the dye kind of wore off a little bit there, but it is what it is. You know, it's a 25-year-old seat, 24-year-old seat, or whatever. So that's it. For now, we're done. I'm gonna have to do the other side at another time. But the plugs on here were actually correct. So I don't know what I was thinking. There's definitely something on the driver's side when I did this seat, but passenger side bolted up, or the plugs were all the same for 01, 02, 03. I don't remember if it was the seatbelt connector, like the alarm thing for the seatbelt plug. If that's different or if that changed, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll find out in a later video, but for now, we'll leave it at that. So I've learned a few things with leather. So the steam cleaner is good. That'll clean this really well, but you got to be careful on scratches, cuts, holes, because the steam is gonna basically shrink the leather, and it's gonna, if there's a tiny hole, it's gonna become a little bit larger hole. So if you remember in that video, the hole here, we're working on fixing all this, and you can see the color match is really good. This is still in the drying process. So on Amazon, my link will be below. I'll put this in the description too. Professional DIY leather and vinyl repair kit. This is the white cream version. They also have one for tans and browns, and then a black one. So with a hole, like something like that, or even if you got a bigger hole, there's another thing I bought. It's just like a fabric tape or a leather tape, like you could tape on a repair, but you put the tape underneath the leather. So you kind of shove it in the hole, and then you have a flat surface under here that this glue is going to work really well on. Now in the kit, you'll find kind of a color chart, and this doesn't work all that well as far as matching colors. It's more of like as you're doing it process and mixing it, but it gives you a general idea of which colors to put together to come to something that's close to what you got. So I don't remember exactly what ones we did here. I think it was Coral Reef and Sun-Kissed plus another color, one of the grays mixed in, and really just by eye and feel, you're just gonna mix what you have and then see how it looks. Also, I don't even know if you could see this part, but this is kind of blended in here too, because there was some discoloration and dye fading over there. So this is the second coat. The first one was just kind of establish the hole and the structure. Second one, we're filling in more of the color, and of course the shade is right where we need to see. But you know, for a fairly cheap kit, I mean, this is gonna stop any kind of future ripping and tearing, and then also fix the existing hole, and then we can push the perforations through when it's dry. So that's this. Links in the description for that. Highly recommend this to fix any interior stuff before going to like an aftermarket cover. So thanks for watching. Take care. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think. We're getting there. There's a little bit more work to do, make it a little bit cleaner, but I'm liking it. $245,000 on a 2001 Lexus. It looks pretty good. Take care.